Good morning, I am Praram Vadahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Main opposition Nepali Congress alleges the government of misusing resources for a program hosted by a religion-based international non-governmental organization. Terms the act unconstitutional. Government claims Melamchi water to reach Kathmandu within 2 months. Parliamentarians doubt the government's confidence. Sugarcane farmers yet to receive the government grant of 920 million rupees. Amount risks ending up at the hands of the middlemen. And Liverpool secure a thrilling last-minute win against Everton in the Merseyside derby. Arsenal see of Tottenham Hotspurs 4-2. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has received $100,000 in cash award for leadership and good governance from a disputed international organization named Universal Peace Federation. The federation gave Prime Minister Oli the award during the conclusion of the two-day Asia-Pacific Summit in Kathmandu yesterday.
Gold medal and 100,000 US$.
Premier Oli also received a gold medal along with the 100,000 US$. He said that he will spend the cash award for the development of youths and children by forming a fund. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Oli has defended the organization and termed the criticisms against it as baseless. Meanwhile, he also suggested the foreign delegates to extend their stay in Nepal to visit the mountains, witness the one-horned rhinos and enjoy the natural beauty of the country. Organizers of the summit have formed an international mayors association, including the heads of local levels in Nepal. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has expressed its serious concern, alleging the government of misusing its sources and facilities for a program hosted by a religion-based international non-governmental organization. The party has also termed the act as being against the norms of the constitution. Organizing a press meet at the party office in Sanepa, Nepali Congress expressed its objection towards the government's involvement in the recently held Asia-Pacific Summit. The party has concluded that Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli residing at the hotel for as many as 4 days for the program of the non-governmental organization was entirely inappropriate. The main opposition has also criticized the government for tearing down the posters calling for justice to Nirmala Phanta and replacing them by the Prime Minister's photos. Likewise, Nepali Congress has disparaged the flamboyant publication of the introduction of the contribution-based social security scheme by the government. Meanwhile, the party has requested the current government not to forget that the scheme was already endorsed by the previous Sherba Deva-led government. Now, the public has long been speculating the fruition date of the much-touted Melamchi drinking water project. According to the Ministry of Drinking Water, all technical works of the project will conclude within the next couple of months. However, not only the general people, who have repeatedly witnessed extensions of the project's deadline in one or the other pretext, but the policymakers as well are not yet hopeful that the Melamchi project will actually be accomplished in the next 2 months of time. The erstwhile Prime Minister Krishna Prasad Vatrai had announced that the water from Melamchi would be enough to wash the streets of Kathmandu while inaugurating the project some 28 years ago. There have been as many as 23 changes in the government's leadership since then. The Melamchi project has been claimed to be the priority of each and every government. However, its water still continues to be a far cry for the capital residents. The Melamchi's drinking water was expected to be distributed to the valley residents on last year's Dasai festival, but to no avail. The current government has pledged to bring the project's water to Sundarizal's water treatment plant in 2 months, which but has failed to do away with the doubts among the general public and policymakers themselves. Adding to it, the contractor company has warned of halting the project works until it receives 360 million rupees of compensation from the government, hinting towards the postponement of the project's deadline yet again. Only 2 kilometers out of the total 26 kilometers of the tunnel of the Melamchi project now is remained to undergo finishing. Works on the 2 ventilators of the tunnel are also underway. If things go as planned, it will take maximum 5 months for the project's water to reach the households of the capital residents. However, speculations are still rife over the efficiency of the project works for them to complete within the expected time frame, all because of the persistent political interference and foul play that the Melamchi project has suffered as of yet. It is now time for a short break, but for more news, do stay with us. Cross-border trafficking has increased in Rohtak in recent times due to failure to re-establish the offices along the Choti customs that were displaced during the armed insurgency. The Nepalese traders along the border area have been compelled to visit the customs office in the district headquarters, Gaur, to pay revenue for their businesses. Meanwhile, small traders have even started eluding the revenue to avoid traveling a long distance to the district headquarters. According to the Gaur Customs Officer Bimal Shah, there has been difficulty in operating the Choti customs due to the central office's failure in deploying staff as per the postings. There are 5 customs offices in Rohtak, while almost all of them are currently non-functional due to the shortage of staff. Prithvi Highway Bus Operators Committee have been handed over 1 kilogram of gold under the second edition of Kantipur Swarnapur scheme. Kantipur Media Group Chairman Kailash Shiroya handed over the 1 kilogram gold to the officials of the bus committee. The bus committee had won the prize through a lucky draw. We've got more news coming up, but right now it is time for yet another short break. It has been around 2 months since the government dispatched the grant of 920 million rupees to sugarcane farmers in 8 different districts. The farmers, however, are yet to receive the government's grant money. Though the government fixed sugarcane price at 536 rupees per quintal, the sugar mills decided to fix the rate at 470 rupees. As the government announced 65.25 rupees of grant for every quintal of sugarcane, the sugar mills deducted the grant amount from the farmers' payment. The sugar mills hand over receipts to the farmers mentioning the amount of sugarcane they sell. The very receipts are the medium to receive the government's grant. However, most of the farmers do not have any receipt. The receipts are at the hands of the middlemen who have been selling sugarcanes to the sugar mills after buying them from the farmers. Likewise, a majority among the 12 sugar mills that are in operation are close to the Indian border. The Nepalese middlemen have been buying sugarcanes from the Indian side of the border and selling them to the domestic sugar mills. All these circumstances raise the risk of the government's grant getting to the hands of the middlemen instead of the farmers. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture has pledged to monitor whether or not the farmers receive the grant which they deserve for their hard work. But besides conducting effective monitoring, it is equally crucial for the government to make arrangements to allow farmers to sell their produce directly to the sugar mills instead of letting the middlemen acquire benefit from it. Farmers have been working their hard, braving humidity, storm and rainfall among others. However, they don't have the authority to mark their deserving return on investment from their produce and are compelled to depend on the middlemen. In this context, we had asked the farmers of Kavre regarding who they think are responsible to provide reasonable payback to their produce and what are their roles. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
किसानलाई उचित मूल्य दिनको लागि सरकारले उचित एउटै भाउ सबै ठाउँमा चाहिँ टोक दिनुपर्छ।
राज्यले चाहिँ एउटा व्यवस्थित तरिकाले किसानसँग भएको सामानहरू किनिदिनु पर्छ।
टोलमा चाहिँ कृषि समूह गठन गर्ने, त्यस्तै 20-25 जनाको समूह गठन गर्ने, त्यहाँबाटै उहाँहरूले नै बजारमा चाहिँ आयात गर्नुहुन्छ।
बाटोको लागि पहिलो प्राथमिकता गर्नु पर्यो। अनि दोस्रो कुरा चाहिँ यहाँ सरकारहरू मार्फत नै अब यहाँ स्टलहरू बनाएर तरकारीको चाङहरू राख्ने त्यसलाई के भन्छ त्यो बनायो भने पनि राम्रो हुन्छ।
तरकारी लगाउँछौँ, बेच्ने मूल्य थाहा हुँदैन। अब किन्ने ठेकदार लाने ठेकदारहरूकै मूल्यमा हामीले दिनुपर्छ।
कृषि सहकारी माध्यमबाट त्यहाँ गइदियो भने किसानले केही 2 पैसा बढी पाएर यहाँको रोजगारी राम्रो हुन्छ भन्ने नै यहाँको किसानलाई हामीलाई लाग्छ।
किसानले पाउने यति, व्यापारीले पाउने यति %, उपभोक्ताले पाउने यति % एउटा निश्चित मापदण्ड तयार गरेर राज्यले चाहिँ एउटा सिस्टम ल्याइदियो भने किसान मर्दैन त्यो।
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what has been leading to the frequent interruptions in mobile phone services? Your options are A, weakness of regulatory body. Option B is political interference. And the last option C, is indifference towards customers. The voting is on. You can type any WS, select your option A, B or C and then send to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With this, let us move on to some sports news.
Sports news.
Liverpool secured a last-minute win over Everton at the English Premier League as they won the Merseyside derby 1-0. Divock Origi scored the only goal of the match in a dramatic style at the dying moments. Both the sides had failed to find the net in the 90 minutes. Origi's shot had deflected off the bar in the 87th minute. 6 minutes were added in the 232nd Merseyside derby. Everton goalkeeper missed just a Virgil van Dijk shot and Origi scored in rebound in the 6th minute of the injury time. Following the win, Liverpool remained second in the English Premier League table with 36 points from 14 matches as defending champions Manchester City lead with 38 points. In another match played last night, Arsenal secured a 4-2 win against Tottenham Hotspurs. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored first for Arsenal in the 10th minute as he converted a penalty. Spurs then came back in the match and scored twice as Eric Dyer and Harry Kane found the net. However, Arsenal then scored 3 times in the second half as Aubameyang completed his brace in the 56th minute with Alexander Lacazette and Lucas Torreira scoring a goal each. Arsenal have climbed to the 4th position at the league table with 30 points, while Tottenham have dropped to 5th, also with 30 points on goal difference. Chelsea find themselves 3rd in the table with 31 points as they saw Fulham 2-0. Barcelona have returned to the top of the Spanish La Liga. Barca blanked Villarreal 2-0 in the match played last night. Gerard Piqué headed an Ousmane Dembélé cross in the 36th minute to put the Catalans ahead at Nou Camp. Carlos Alenya sealed the 2-0 win in the 87th minute. It was Alenya's first goal at the Spanish La Liga. In another La Liga match, Sevilla were held at a 1-1 draw by Alaves. The draw meant Sevilla lost the opportunity to go to the top of the table. Barcelona have 28 points from 14 matches and Sevilla follow close behind with 27 points, while Atletico Madrid are placed 3rd with 25 points and Alaves are 4th with 24 points. Atletico had also shared points with Girona last night. Paris Saint-Germain PSG have shared points for the first time at the French League. PSG were held at a 2-2 draw against Bordeaux last night. PSG led twice in the match but failed to grab the 3 points in the match where Neymar suffered yet another injury. However, the Brazilian himself had scored in the 34th minute for PSG. Jimmy Brand had equalized in the 53rd minute. Neymar was then taken off the pitch in the 57th minute following a groin injury. Rising French star boy Kylian Mbappe then put PSG ahead as he scored in the 66th minute. Andreas Cornelius then salvaged a point for Bordeaux in the 84th minute, thus putting an end to the 14-match winning run of PSG. But PSG continued to lead the table with 43 points from 15 matches. Now back home, Tribhuvan Army Club have risen to the 2nd spot of the Martyrs Memorial A Division League table after securing a 2-1 win over Himalayan Sherpa. Meanwhile, Friends and Jalakil have secured their first win of the season. Army had lost the opportunity of leading the match in the 8th minute as Tonka Basnath's shot was saved by Himalayan Sherpa goalkeeper Kishore. Colonel Limbu of Himalayan Sherpa wasted an opportunity to score in the 21st minute. With continuous attack, Army led in the match after Bharat Khawas converted a Santosh Tamang cross. Himalayan Sherpa failed to convert their chances as Alwit Siwai's shot went way over the bar. Bharat then scored again to double Army's lead. Falling behind by 2 goals, Himalayan Sherpa scored a goal back as Ulrich reduced the deficit to 2-1. It was first loss for Himalayan Sherpa this season. Himalayan Sherpa have 10 points from 5 matches and are placed 6th in the league table, while Army have 13 points. In another match of the league played at Anfa Complex, Friends of Machinda Club 3-0. Friends now have 4 points following the win. Elsewhere, Jalakil brushed aside Brigade Boys 1-0. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Main opposition Nepali Congress alleges the government of misusing resources for a program hosted by a religion-based international non-governmental organization. Terms the act unconstitutional. Government claims Milanchi water to reach Kathmandu within 2 months. Parliamentarians doubt the government confidence. Sugarcane farmers yet to receive the government grant of 920 million rupees. Amount risks ending up at the hands of the middlemen. And Liverpool secure a thrilling last-minute win against Everton in the Merseyside derby. Arsenal see of Tottenham Hotspurs 4-2. That is all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.